Hello?
Hi,
Hey, how's it going?
good. Is your picture
Good.
really a giant, like a cat?
What's that?
Your
Oh,
Skype
the
is a
picture?
cat.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, hold on.
It's pretty
Let's
funny.
see. The okay, let me just move this over here.
Okay, so do we just play the video at the same time or?
Oh no, you kind of just have to look on Skype.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, are you on Skype? Because
Yeah.
what you can see is you can see my screen, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay, so I
what
accept
I
that.
see is
Okay,
what
yeah, there we
yeah,
go.
what I see is what you see,
Right.
and then I just kind of go over it. Oh my God, the music. Oh my God. Drop the beat. I've never seen this skin before.
The DJ Soda?
I mean, I've never seen. I don't play her, and I don't use it, and I don't have the
Mm.
skin. So like,
Oh, okay.
is that like, are you procking your Q? Is that how that works? Is that why it says drop the beat?
Does it say that somewhere?
Yeah, yeah. Hold on, wait. It's so weird. Like when you're playing, I didn't notice that, but you're
Where does it
walking.
say drop the beat? Oh,
What?
on the.
Like right? Hold on. Where do you? Yeah, right here. Look. So you like,
Oh,
what
whoa.
is that? I'm like, what is this?
I've actually never noticed that.
Yeah, I have no idea what
That's
that is.
hilarious.
What is
I
that?
guess
See?
when you change the different songs, it does that.
Oh, you're
There's like a
constantly
little like timer to it
drop
too.
the
It's so
beat.
weird.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, for that, that's pretty easy. You just wanna try to hit him because it gives you money. Because you have
Yeah,
specialties, yeah.
yeah.
I think
That's
that's
why like
okay.
during lane, I
Yes,
try
good.
to
Keep doing
switch
that.
the
Oh,
character.
so when you're getting caught by an invade like this is
Mm.
it's okay to like if they get caught, that's fine as long as you don't get caught. But while you're running away, try to hit them because it gives you money.
Oh,
So
okay.
so you gotta
Right.
make something out of it. Oh God,
Yeah.
nice. Travis doesn't have taunt. He has Powerball, which is gonna slow down his jungle.
Hmm.
Then, knowing that, that means that these two are gonna take longer to get into the lane, which means that your bot lane can hit level 2 first, which means
Okay.
you're gonna hurt him.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see how this works. Okay, he started Q. That's normal. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Drop the beat. Hold on. Where is it? Drop the beat. Okay, this is a little too much. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
There you go.
Yeah. Because then she just took like 2 for free. Then, uh, you want to go back to here and leash this person?
Mhm.
Straightforward.
It's always so scary when they like try to come into your jungle early game, because then kind of don't really know where they're gonna come from.
You see how you leash that again? Wait.
I usually do as a support. I do more autos, and then as an AD carry, I do about like two or three autos. I don't know if that's
One,
enough, but
two, then one, and then one more. And what you want to do is you wanna tab like or press O or whatever, but you press tab to see if they use smite, because then
oh, okay,
it tells you whether or not you should hit it more or hit it
right.
less. Because if you want to hit it more so that you help them get through the jungle quicker,
Hmm.
and if they
I
didn't
actually
smite,
try to help leash them so that they don't have to use their smite, but
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Oh, that actually that what that does is that is good, but usually that's for more of like they want to invade or
Oh, okay.
it's better because like champions like Elise can't really invade because he doesn't
Hmm.
have the spells necessary to invade. But
Right.
with that in mind, if you do it like that, then that means that they can smite their blue, which means that they come out healthier. It's good, but then when they get
Mhm.
to red, they don't have smite. So
Okay, got
because
it.
the cooldown on smite is really bad, and like they'll have to wait like 10 seconds extra. So smiting early also helps because if they smite the Gromp, it makes them tankier, so it helps them
Hmm.
clear. So in the end, it's like still the same. It's just it looks cooler because you come out a little bit healthier. Yes, that's good. But before you do that, like up here and stuff, you want to ward this bush because you don't know if Alistar's gonna come out and knock you
Right.
up, and then
Yeah.
he's gonna hit you.
Right. Good call.
So this is okay, this is great, but just ward that and that's it. And then
Hmm.
he's gonna sit here, then he shows himself. And then even if the lane gets pushed back against them, where's my paint? Okay, here we go. Even if the lane goes, because it will swing back in their favor. It's gonna go back this way because you only
Hmm.
have these two minions and you guys have these three.
Right.
because these are only range minions right here. Oops. Oh wait, no. These are only range minions, so the lane is gonna swing back once these melee minions show up. Your melee minions are coming too, but
Hmm.
what's gonna happen is these guys, basically like it's like for every minion there's like a little set of territory, right?
Hmm.
And when you're behind the minion line, like they all create a line basically, and if you cross the line, it's like the danger zone. You know, right now you're kind of in the danger zone because
Right,
this,
because then you get targeted by them. Yeah.
yeah. And if you hit them while inside this danger zone, they're gonna
Uh,
they're gonna go on you. These little critters over here are gonna turn on you. I mean,
hmm.
they don't do much damage, like maybe 5, 6, 7, but like they attack pretty fast, so it's gonna add up.
Yeah, they do. It does add up. Yeah.
And then because Sona is very fragile, and you're level 1, not level 2 yet, it'll hurt.
Hmm.
I mean, you don't have that much armor, but the armor doesn't matter. You just have little health, and it's gonna hurt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you just gotta be careful. Like right here, what you would do is after harassing for so much, you just back off and move straight to your AD carry. AD
Hmm.
carry and support have these things. Have these little circles around them that indicate how much range they have. Usually, what you want to like it's like mental, but like if they're overlapping like this, that's
Hmm.
safe.
Okay.
Like say if you were over here though, you have your own territory circle.
Yeah, I
It's
wouldn't be able
Yeah,
to.
you would be considered out of position.
Right.
So here, they're like right on top of each other. They're completely in position. But if
Hmm.
he takes the step to go out of bounds, and you're in your own safe zone,
Hmm.
then you can like punish him, and he won't be able to return anything, and your 80 and the enemy 80 carry won't be able to return anything either.
Okay.
And then as Sona, you don't have to just walk back this way to your 80 carry. That's one thing you can do. You just walk down here because
Hmm.
if this person hasn't warded yet, and if you look back to the invade, this is important why invades you got to keep an eye out. If they drop the ward here, you can assume that this person placed their ward, and it's really unlikely that like players like him are gonna ward this bush. So you can use that just walk in here, and use the advantage of being inside this bush, just to
Hmm.
like come out of nowhere and then like throw a Q, or you can
Right, because then
just
they can't target you while you're
yeah,
in there. Yeah.
and then just being in the bush just being in the bush without vision, like if they don't have vision in this bush and you being in the bush, like that's just gonna create a threat. Like, oh my gosh, you can come out and queue us. Let's just be
Hmm.
careful. You don't even have to come out. You just walk in, and they're gonna back up.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
you walk out, and they're gonna be like, oh, let's go forward. And then you walk back in, and just keep going in and out of the bush. But then once they ward it, you can't do that because they can see you.
Hmm.
Let's see, where's the?
Yeah, I left once they worded that thing.
Yep, that's what you're supposed to do.
Mhm.
All right. So one thing that you can keep in mind is like matchups that against Alistar are pretty easy because if you pick someone like Janna or Morgana, sometimes
Mhm.
like less so Morgana, mostly Janna, Sona, those that can or Annie too, those that can poke. Every time, what's his name? Alistar goes for a melee minion because he has this thing called where is it? Where's my paint? Okay, brush. He has this thing right here. If you can see that in the corner, it's um relic shield. So he has to hit these minions
Right.
on your side. So what you can do is as soon as he goes for it, you
You
know
can
he
poke
has
them.
two of them. He always has two at level
Mhm.
1. Just Q and then auto, or
Mhm.
you auto AA, and then you Q and then you do another auto. That's 3 hits. And then
Okay.
in theory, for masteries, you should be running because Sonas run Thunderlords.
Mhm.
Most Sonas run Thunderlords because it's quick to pull off the auto attack Q auto attack combo, which guarantees that you get 3 hits, and every
Mhm.
3 hits procs Thunderlord. So it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
And when they feel that hurt, they're gonna back up. See, this is what it should look like. Here we go. This Thunderlords, except you don't place this in here. You place it. You put 5 in the magic pen. That's
Mhm.
it. And with the magic pen, it just makes it so your early game is stronger.
Okay.
But if you feel like going cooldown, it's okay too. It doesn't really matter. Just it depends on how aggressive you are in Sona. And clearly, you just like you heard him right there as soon as he went for the relic shield. He'll go for 2 of them because if he doesn't go for them, he won't be healing this 80 carry. Because looking at this person's health, if she hasn't used a potion, she's gonna have to.
Mhm.
So it's like a way to punish them. And then just walking forward. This is a little dangerous, but they're not level 2, so it doesn't matter. And then you're gonna take 1, that's fine. You want to hold on to your ward. Well, at this point, you hang on to your ward because as soon as you kill this minion, you're gonna hit level 2.
Okay.
And then you start walking up like that, and then you level up your W. I think, yeah, and then
Yeah.
I just assume because that's the right thing to do. Then you heal, and then you heal, and then you heal, and then you know this health.
I
is
try to
bothering
not
you.
use my mana for the heal when I don't need to, but.
Alright, she should be learning Thunderlords too in this patch. The newer patch favors this thing called Fervor of Battle.
Okay.
Fervor of Battle is just for, but that's an 80 carry thing. Either or is fine. MF should be maxing E, so her harass for E is okay. Like her doing that is okay. It's not like the old E where it cost a lot of mana.
So for MF, you would max Q and then E, or
No, you max E first.
E first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because of the Thunderlords, right?
Yeah. Thunderlord, it's free. Thunderlords and the slow is huge, and Q mana cost is huge now.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh my god, Jenny, heal her! Oh my god! Because having more health, like, asserts dominance over, like, it just, like, they're gonna think, like, okay, we can't really kill them because it's gonna be bad.
The thing I noticed is that if I heal my 80 carry too much, they get more, they think it's okay to get more damage, and then I run out of mana fast, and eventually that kind of dies, like, down the lane, so.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, sometimes it's like that too, oh god. And then, well, what you can do to conserve mana is just keep it above 50%. Like you see, like where if you look at your HUD, you can see where like this, it's really small, but it's like you see where your slash is. Just keep it over that.
Okay.
Yeah, because then you want to expend the other 50% when you get ganked, and that's like okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. You want to level up all your abilities. But if you're depending on how the lane favors you, you can also just level up Q again.
Q again?
Yeah. Because you max Q first for the trades.
That's if you're really winning the lane.
Yeah, that or like you don't need to use E, because in this lane you don't really need to use E.
Really, because Tristana can jump in, can't she?
Yeah, but once she jumps in, you're kind of like, okay, so something's about to happen.
Right.
And then it also means that she's in your face, so you don't miss your Q, and then you hit him, and then she's like, yeah, that's right. You think you can kill me, but you're wrong. And then you exhaust her, and then she's like, oh shit, I've made a mistake. It's gonna hurt. Yeah, this bush not being warded is like also bothering me. Like, yeah, it's because if the lane pushes in this area, like where you're standing, and it's like up here, what can happen is the jungler can just come through the lane.
Oh, okay. So I should ward the try?
No, not the try. The middle of the lane bush. These are the lane bushes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then Alistar disappearing is also a threat because he can come out of the bush just to do a WQ combo on MF. Yeah, at this point you're like really low on mana, so this is where you would just be patient on it.
Play safer.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have biscuits, that's why. Okay, I was wondering, you could have a little bit more mana. Okay, heal down. That's gonna be like 742 if I remember. No, wait, 842 heal.
It's so hard to keep track of the timers.
Yeah, if you hear it sometimes too, like sometimes I don't know who it is, but when I say I heard a flash, I just type in I heard a flash, and then I just time it. And then sometimes I look, I tap it like, oh, it's my own guy's flash. Oh god, you really want this? You really want to like beat him up? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Just
I try to poke so much.
Yeah, just don't overexert. You don't. Sometimes you don't have to poke. In this case, like you see how, because like you're poking whenever your spell thieves isn't. Yeah, your spell thieves isn't up. Because then when you want to do it when it's up because it hurts more, and you also get money.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can be patient because like it only comes up every like what 8 seconds, something like that. Just don't kill minions because it loses its value when you kill minions. And then while you're waiting, you don't have to hit them. Like you just kept walking up on Alistar and trying to cast the spell. You don't have to do that. You can just walk up and he'll walk back because he's already scared of you, and Trist is low, so it's even more of a factor. And then under here, under this area right here, see how he's walking here? He can't really return anything to you, so you can just Q and walk backwards like that. Yeah, you can try to do that as many times as possible. Okay, now you would use
yeah.
Yeah, see, and that's it. Yeah, it's just a very straightforward laning. The only way you get killed as Sona like this in this kind of situation is if you get ganked. And with consistent warding patterns, you just well, you do get ganked, but like it's harder to be killed by the gank. If I remember correctly, the E is still the same as it always has been, where if you know how you have that empowered attack, each ability has a different effect. Like the Q empowered is just going to be a hard hitter. The W empowered, like I think it drops their armor or something. And then the E, oh god, the E empowered like slows people down. You'll have the flat, yeah. And then you gotta E. Okay. Let's see. How could you react to this? Let's take a look. Okay, so you knew Rammus was bottom because he just showed up.
Right.
You would want to move down here. Because then it makes it so it's harder for him to come through.
Okay, yeah. Because then you're just generally further away from him.
Yeah, and that's it. Then he would have to flash in like a more awkward position because he has to go down. Because he does it like this, like it just brings it closer this way.
Alistar did a good knockback there.
Yeah. He like forced it on you guys and then die.
Yeah.
Right there, I would actually purchase Sightstone because I would prefer HP. So, like this is good too, but if you buy a Frostfang, you'd have to transition to your Sightstone second. Frostfang is good for laning, yeah, because you're hurting them a lot, so it's okay to do that first. Oh my god, don't buy the boots. Don't do it. Okay. Ruby Crystal. Ruby Crystal. No, don't do it. Don't. Oh,
I was like hesitating to get it.
Oh yeah, she did it. She got it. She got the Ruby Crystal. Okay, that's it. That's good. Ugh. I thought you were gonna get a boot. If you got a boot, then it would be okay if you purchase like a pink ward after. Then that way you can make sure that you get your river secure, or you get your you get your river secure because you can place it in 2 different spots.
Right.
It helps either your team or your own lane. By helping the team, what I mean by helping the team is if you place it in the middle of the river, there's a bush next to Dragon. It makes it so that ganks from the right from Rammus are avoided, so Victor can just walk away. And if you place it here, where this ward is, then you know it just means that Elise can come through for you.
Okay.
Pop drop the. Okay, just sit there. Well,
is it bad to face check like that? Because I do that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say ward that if anything, because yes, Alistar could come back.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because the threat is like as you just saw, he can just Q you in the face and you'd get hit by that. Yeah. If you're gonna face check it like that though, like ward it first, then walk in. If you see nothing.
Good call.
This is a bad Elise gank. That was horrible. That was
she kind of just walked in and left.
That was Hit. Okay, never mind. She's gonna miss the CS. That bothers me. Are you running 12, 18? Oh. E. Oh. For the push. Okay. E. 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 Oh my god. Oh god. This is bad.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's okay. Whoa, you all
Alistar saved me that one.
E. 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 Oh my god. You're not Eing. Oh.
I hardly ever use that one, but I should use it more.
Okay, so what you wanted? Okay, so the reason you E here is because you're trying to pick him off. You got to do it quickly because something, not this, but she had to flash here because she couldn't close the distance purely by walking. And your E reaches pretty far. It hits. It's like a little AOE, so it helps guarantee the distance. This alley knockup is pretty good, but he should have reacted immediately and ulted right away.
Yeah.
So immediately after killing, you would heal, because the lowest HP person by percentage gets healed, so you want to heal the Elise.
Okay.
Because she's taking a lot of damage, and if she gets hit by a few more autos, she would get killed. And then you would ward immediately, like this. Pop. Pop. Or just, you know, put your face... Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember doing that.
Yeah. Right there, you'd ward immediately, because, you know, like, it's the same thing as the thing down in bot lane. You want to avoid stealth. You want to avoid like the threat of just like being invisible. You know they're all in there or something like that. But the threat of it just being invisible is a problem. So you want to reveal that. You want to scout that. That's why on support I drop like a ton of commas. I mean not a ton of wards. All over the place, and I'm constantly going back to base just to replenish my wards because I'm like, oh my god, I keep running out.
Because I want
I want vision. And then of course, just use your speed because you're over 50%, like way over 50% mana. You can expend a lot more mana on getting the kills sooner. Because the sooner you get the kills, the sooner you can proceed to do the next thing. Oh, God. Graves is extremely strong. Okay, that's fine. Exhaust somebody? Who did you exhaust? I forgot. I saw the exhaust go down. Oh, Triss. That's fine.
Oh, just on it.
Yeah, that's fine. And then she jumps over. You know her heal's down for like 9 more seconds. So you can go in on it. And if you know somebody has no flash, you could be like, oh, go for this. Okay. Then turn on your Q. Yeah, the reason you turn on your Q is because then everyone
then it
gets,
does, the other guys do more damage, right?
You want to get that tower ASAP. And then right after getting the tower, he's going to take some blows. Okay. After taking the tower, you immediately do drag. Yep. Yeah, the sooner you can, and then you E them. So then you gotta get there. You gotta get there fast, and then you turn on Q, and then you drop a heal, and then you leave it like that. So basically, you just use 3 spells to try to help kill dragon, and then afterwards you're gonna recall anyway. So you might as well use all your mana.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do sometimes. Try to use it all up before I back.
Yeah. Now you run. You don't want to stay for anything else because you're out of mana, you're out of health, and you have a lot of money. When you're tired, you're hurt, and you have a lot of money in the bank, you want to like enjoy yourself. It's like it's how you do things in real life. Don't buy Sorkman boots, please. Okay, good. Alright, I better see the the boots are regular. Right now in this meta, swiftness boots are actually extremely. Oh, she bought it! Ah! Oh god, I mean it's gonna hurt.
Boots of swiftness is really good.
Yeah, everybody buys boots of swiftness. Let me see if I can pull up my. Even though I have like all these defeats, swiftness, everything is swiftness. Because while Ionian is really good for cooldown and stuff and cutting up your summoners, and Mobies are really good for roaming. Swiftness, Mobies, and Ionian are all the same cost, 500. So here you would invest 300 gold into your next item, which is your Frostfang. If you had spent it on Swiftness. Also, you can contribute that. You'd have 300 or something in the bank, like just unspent. You can contribute that 300 to a pink ward and a potion, or just save it for your next item. And that's it. Yeah, it's just you move quickly. It drops slows. Like if you look at their hard CC, they have a knock up, a knock back. Buying Merc Treads won't really help against that. So that wouldn't matter.
Oh, that was a really bad call. I remember.
Hold on. Let's see what this happens. Okay, you don't need to use your E. Okay, heals down. That's gonna be 1657 or 1457. E. Yeah.
There we go.
Back. All right. Actually, wait. How do you know when your empowered auto is up? Okay. Attack. 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 Okay. So, let's see. When you used your E, did it work? So, used it there. Okay, so that's one spell. Then you cast one spell. Right, one spell. That's one spell. It's 2 spells. Oh, okay, it's too late by then. Never mind. What I was thinking was you have your empowered auto ready, and then you just you turn on your E, you hit Rammus with it, because that's gonna slow him down.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the idea, but you didn't have it, and it makes sense that you didn't have it, so it's okay. If you E right here, okay, never mind. That's gonna do stuff. Let's see. So at this point, you would have 1100 gold, which means that you would have enough for. No, you wouldn't have enough for Frostfang. You would almost have enough for Frostfang. Frostfang is like all mages that are bot lane take it right now.
Like the ideal item for
mage support. So much money. Because based on the way the lane was going, I would be okay if you just rushed like you just bought tier 1 boots and just had the 300 there, and just straight up just invested straight into the Frostfang first. I would be okay because to make up for your you know how tier 1 boots gives a flat amount of move speed, and tier 2 boots like the next upgrade gives another amount of move speed. To make up for your missing move speed, you would buy you would just use your E more often.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I think it goes from 20 move speed flat to like 45 move speed, or 25 to 45. So to make up for the missing like 20 or something like that, you just use your E as a way to make up for it. It sounds it's a little inefficient, but with Frostfang, you have the little spooky ghosts to catch people. So
yeah, it's very overpowered.
So using that in mind, it's okay if you have tier 1 boots, because then you're just gonna catch up to them anyway because you spooky ghost them and you have your E.
Right.
And then if they still manage to escape you, it's probably because they used flash or gap close or knocked you back or something. But either way, you're a threat once you have them. And then the crazy Sonas go Lich Bane, and that's because they deal damage. It's more important to go utility. Okay.
Yeah, I used to use Lich Bane because I heard it was really good, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's good if you're crazy and like crazy fed. All right. W. Yeah, W her good, and then back up. Or that. I wouldn't do that sometimes because you don't know where Yasuo was.
Okay.
Because then WQ right there into Yasuo ult. You can't respond with an ult of your own. You'd have to flash or you exhaust somebody. They can kind of kill you. Depends on the circumstance. Like you would have to ignite you or something. I think Ali's running ignite. Not sure. Yep, max W second. Some people max W first depending on how the lane's going. If it's like they have a Nidalee and like an Ezreal and a Gnar on their team, which is also called a poke comp, you would max W first because then if you're getting poked down, you just heal everybody. But here it's not the case, so it's okay. God, you're gonna hurt them so much. If you want to do that, like this thing right here, you need to have your sweeper up because you don't know if they know that. You don't know if they know that you're there.
Right.
And if they know that you're there, then they're just gonna collapse on you, right? They're gonna sandwich you, and like sandwiches like mostly suck.
Yeah, I get wrecked.
Yeah, I'm not a big sandwich person, so I would not enjoy that myself. Oh my god, the Sork pen boots though. Okay. You can also, I was gonna say, you can also invest in boot enchants of Alacrity because if you notice, I built a lot of Alacrity. Alacrity is really good. Just, it's another flat 20 move speed, and so Sona can catch up to people more and kill them, or not kill them, but support them. Yeah. Okay. You don't have to stick with, because you're like sticking with the AD carry, because you've already taken the tower, so it's okay for you to just ditch her, and just like.
Okay, and then roam more.
Yeah. Just roam to help out your team, because right now you want to take more towers. You want all the outers to go down, and then you want to take big objectives like Dragon and Baron, and then you want to keep taking towers. But it revolves around the side lanes going down a lot. That's why you ditch the AD carry, because the AD carry is just going to be like the marksman, marksman. The marksman is just going to sit down there at bot lane and farm most of the time. They don't usually group that often.
I thought it was good to get that experience though.
Oh, I mean, like the thing is, you'll be also mid and getting EXP too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because if you're mid, you know, minions die in every lane. So if you're in mid, you get EXP. Oh god, don't farm all this. Oh my god, it's all yours. Oh god. Yeah, if they're not there, just take it all. Alright, so you see Pantheon coming. If you see his ult come, yep, he's ulting. Yep, you want to just E and charge in. Oh, never mind, he's not ulting. He doesn't look like he's ulting. He stood still for like 3 seconds. So I was like, oh, is he ulting? Channel? Yeah, take all this because your AD carry, like, didn't bother pushing it out. And then at 20 minutes, if you repeat, or 25 minutes and up, if you repeat this, if you remember the game where I played TF, if you repeat this at 25 minutes and your team is strong and their team is, you know, equal to yours, you can just do Baron from across the map. But you can't do this. Your AD carry or your mid laner or your sometimes your top laner can do this only. You basically just push one side of the map like you are doing this now, and then you go across the map and take something else. So right here you're kind of just hovering. I mean, it's okay to do that, but you're out of wards right now, because what you would want to do is while they're pushing, you want to ward up the jungle, and then you want to group back. But because you're out of wards right now, this is a risk. Because now, if your wards get killed or timed out or they're swept or something, you're gonna lack vision. Oh god, with lock screen on, it's kind of difficult to see.
Yeah.
You don't need to exhaust the alley. Okay, I knew that was gonna happen. I was like, you're gonna flash, aren't you? In my mind, I was like, you're gonna do that thing, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, so many times.
Yeah, you see my gameplay.
So many times. I was like, oh my god, did she just do it? Too much.
I feel like I flash forward more than I flash away.
I must defend by going the other way. Oh my god. Good. Now the more towers you kill, the more you'd have to place wards in the opposing team's jungle. So if you had three wards right here, I would place one in one of the chokes, which is already covered. You'd place one on the left, and then you would place one near their blue buff. Those are just 3 for sample wards. Usually those are the ones I place. The reason why is because when they're behind like this, they're gonna try to sneak. Because the only source of income they'll have that's not lanes is in
the jungle.
Yeah. Okay. So by revealing the enemy in the jungle, you'll be like, okay, hey, they're in their jungle. Let's do something. And this something could be we go bot lane, we go dragon, we go back to mid, we take them control of their jungle, all kinds of things. But having wards is fine or is necessary. So
during late game, it's really important to have a lot of wards in their jungle, right?
Yeah, this is where the blue trinket stuff comes in.
Okay.
But that's not on you. That's on your team because you can't. If you build blue trinket as a support, it means that you're gonna be lacking denial. By lacking denial, you don't scout because with Oracle, you detect all organic matter. That's what the description of the thing says. Basically, you can find where wards are. Like sometimes you cross a bush, you don't see it, and sometimes people don't place wards in the bush. So you gotta know like where wards are at all times, and then you deny it. Always has to be 1 Oracle, minimum. Sometimes maximum, but minimum is better. And then that's okay, but you kind of just walk down just to drop a Q for 15 gold. It's kind of like a minus. It's not bad. It's just that it does waste your own time because right now action's happening down in mid lane.
Oh right, yeah.
So because your AD carry has like she's able to ward herself unless she doesn't want to, which is bad. But if she gets caught, that's on her own fault. It's not going to be on you.
Okay.
Because from that point on, what you want to do is you want to just stay mid because applying pressure in a different lane is, as a support, is going to cause a lot of problems for the enemy team. And then of course right here, because you're pushing so heavily and you've already taken inner turret, you want to place deep wards. And you're always going to be like replenishing the wards too. Like sometimes I'll place a 3-minute ward down from my sight zone, and then like 30 seconds later I'll destroy it because I need a new area warded. You guys might get caught here. Yeah, like that.
So it's good to just ward one area that you need and then like another area even if they die?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just sacrifice that, like, okay, at this exact time I don't need this ward.
Right.
Good. Like I was gonna be like, okay, are you gonna wait for it or are you gonna pop it right away?
I'm always afraid they'll get away, so I just kind of start spamming and then...
The alternative option is to drop Frostfang for someone else to catch up, but they don't seem like they were in a position to catch up, so it's okay if you take the kills. Like, it's not wrong for supports to take the kills, just don't go overboard with it. Right now it's not really overboard, it's because your opponents don't have a position, your allies don't have a position in which they can be like able to take it. Okay. Graves is very dangerous.
Is he really good right now? I think he got...
very. In high elo, it's kind of difficult to deal with him because
okay.
He does a lot of damage for the amount of items he has. They call it low econ. Oh, that's a kill. Never mind.
Oh wow, so close.
I believe you can turn up the Q. Oh, jeez, they surrendered so quickly. Okay, there's one. Alright. So the thing is, like, with Graves is like you don't have to have much money, but you can deal a lot of damage with the little money that you have. That's called being low econ.
Okay.
Supports can't do that. Only like mid laners that scale really well and specific top laners can do that. It's really difficult to play low econ, but it's a different concept because it doesn't apply to support. Sometimes it applies to AD carries. Like the one that I coach the most, Vayne. It always applies to Vayne. Low econ. It's kind of stupid, but yeah. Because then it's not just the money; it's also your levels too.
Okay.
And then one thing I noticed is that you're always on this half of the map when you're in the lane, not this half, because you want to control. You want to be hovering in between both, not just
not just one side.
Biased towards one, yeah. Because then you notice like it's just now, but like it's like throughout the whole thing. You're always on this half of the side. You're not like in this bushes, because as a support you should be always controlling a bush. When the
to check if like the jungler's there or something.
Yeah. Well, that and also as like a threat to gank someone.
Right.
When you're controlling, like it's kind of like a little turf war basically. At the beginning of the game, it's gonna be even. You drop a ward in this bush, they drop a ward in this bush. Now both you guys see everything, and then you control this one, they control this one, and then if the lane swings in your favor, you control both bushes. If the lane swings in their favor, they control both bushes. When you control both bushes, it just means that like you have to use your wards in a defensive manner instead of an offensive manner. You can use your wards in an offensive way and a defensive way. Basically, like, the offensive way is I control this bush, I don't need to ward it because I control it. The defensive way is okay, I don't have control, let me just drop a ward in there. So right here, you wouldn't need to ward it because you have control of this area completely.
Okay.
Because you can just enter in and out without a problem. The thing is, when it gets back in their favor, which is only under the circumstance that this person has a lot of HP, which is not going to happen because she's not going to recall, then you would have to just, you know, play it even. Because if she had more health, you wouldn't be up here, you know? Because she would be like, okay, I can take a Q and an auto, and I can return an auto, an E, an auto, and a W in response. Okay. So yeah. So
if the top laner were to have like a teleport, it's always good to ward on the far side of the enemy team's like, bush, right?
Yeah. Sometimes like when the game starts, you just ward like around here, but as you're progressing through the laning phase, as it gets longer and you don't have control of this bush, you'd place it like at the edge right here.
Edge, yeah.
Or sometimes in the middle, because then that gives your like you said, the top laner an opportunistic ability to just come in and just like, hey, what's up? Swing a ding.
Yeah.
It's like Dunzo. Usually that's what I do. Once I gain control. If you lose control though, it would just have to be in the closest bush to you because you don't want it outside of the bush because on the map it's gonna clearly indicate somebody is teleporting, whereas in the ward it's a little bit more difficult to spot because people's eyes aren't gonna be able to react in time. Like, oh, they're gonna look at the bush. No, they're not gonna waste their time keeping their eyes tunneled on that bush. They're gonna get hurt. They can react to it, but the question is whether or not they can react at that time. And then of course, money. Whenever a team fight is finished, if you can drop all your wards and you have low mana and low health, go ahead and just spend it. You don't have to always stay and like recover yourself and stuff like that. In this game, let's say it lasted longer. Let's see, you had a Graves. You're up against a Graves, a Yasuo, a Rammus, a Pantheon. I mean, no, not a Pantheon. Who's there to carry? A Trist. So a Frozen Heart would be good. That gives you 20%. Then you have Frostfang, that gives you 10%, so that's 30%. And then you have, if you take the Masteries, you're at 35 out of 45. And then you take Mikael's Crucible because Rammus is broken, so then you're at max cooldown. As a support, you always want to be at max cooldown because that means you can cast more spells. You know, that makes sense. Yeah. Then sometimes if you don't have the ability to buy every single item you need, you can always get Ionian. For example, like if you're missing 10% and you trade your boots for Ionian for that missing 10%. Sometimes it's okay to not, like, you have everything you need, but it still doesn't hit 40%. Sometimes that's weird, but it can happen. I don't usually see it happening, but it can happen. Mikael's is good because if it's a heal and it's a cleanse on Rammus. Because if Rammus was fed this game, he would taunt the MF, and MF would actually kill herself because Rammus W is like a Thornmail, and if Rammus buys Thornmail, that's like 2 Thornmails, and then if she crits, she's gonna hurt herself for like 50% of your HP, and then Rammus auto attacks are gonna hurt, and Rammus always has his R on when he uses his taunt, so basically it's gonna hurt.
Oh yeah.
So that's where your cleanse or your Mikael's would come in if they don't buy QSS. You would break Rammus's taunt to save your AD carry, and then buying a Frozen Heart would make it so that not only does Tristana attack slower when you're around her, it gives you armor, it gives you cooldown, it gives you mana. It's really effective for what stats it gives you, and at the same time, having mana is nice, and it doesn't just cut Trist's attack speed, but it also cuts Yasuo's. Don't forget he runs Static Shiv, or he runs Static Shiv, so you know that's he's not gonna be able to get his auto attacks off.
Frozen Heart is actually really useful for supports, right? Like usually if the AD sped or more, there's like a lot of AD on the other team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like basically it used to be Randuin's, but then the alternative now became Frozen Heart.
Oh, okay.
Frozen Heart's actually a lot more useful than it seems. It's like an offensive defense item. And then of course right here, whenever a team fight's happening, this is where having a fully stacked Sightstone comes into play. Back in the previous season, you'd have 4 stacks on your Sightstone. So with that in mind, when I had that kind of like dilemma, basically I would just ward every single bush whenever a team fight would happen. If we run through like 5 bushes, I would drop 4 wards because I would run out of wards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Even when you're chasing, you want to drop wards to make sure that you get vision. Use your E, please.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You want it, because at least it was unnecessary for her to flash right there because she couldn't close the difference. Alternatively, she could have just repelled in, I think. Let me check if she could have repelled right there. Go back. Alright, where's the team fight? Because if she just repelled in, it wouldn't be necessary for her to flash like that. So horribly. Let's see. Okay, there's nothing happening. Oh, Yasuo is getting chased on. Oh, she just repelled. Okay. She had to flash in order to catch the distance. But in reality, the alternative option is she turn into human form and cast a cocoon, because then she wouldn't have to gain distance, because then she could just cocoon, then swap back to her spider form and then do stuff.
Mhm.
So that's okay. E. Right there, yeah. No, because the E just makes it so you kill things sooner. Basically, treat her spells not as tools of damage, but how they can help the team. E is okay. I have the ability to make them move faster because they need to get closer. I can increase my team's damage output. I'm using what I learned from Anna as a way to play Sona. I used to play a lot of Sona before they changed her. So in this sense, I haven't played her in a while, but using what I know of her abilities, I'm just using it as a utility god.
Okay. When you play Janna, you hardly use the tornado, right? You poke more with the W.
I don't attack with my tornado. I use it as a defensive tool. Basically, like, okay, I'm getting my AD carry got hit by something. I'm gonna use it as a form of stop to knock them up temporarily.
Yeah, like a CC.
Yeah, to temporarily disengage my opponents. And you mostly use it as a tool to run away too. Like that's a really good thing. You use your shield most of the time.
With your W, do you use it as like engage more, or
on Sona? Or
on Janna?
Oh, I use my W as like, yeah. If I'm getting a gank, like if I'm receiving a gank from my allies, yes, I use my W first, because you can't miss it. Whereas your tornado, it is possible to miss it.
Right.
The more dangerous thing you do is this is where when I use forced plays, when I say we will take this kill, because there was a play in which I knew my opposing laner did not have flash, or the opposing enemy mid laner did not have flash. I had flash, and it was a kill because we were gonna get dragon after. So instead of just like walking up to them, I just flash tornadoed them, and then we got the kill as I knew we would, because I knew that they didn't have. So you can use it as an offensive tool to force plays, but like I'll only do it if I know for a fact that we have the follow up. If the guy did it like, oh, I'm not gonna W, I'm not gonna toss my my mystic shot on that free kill right there. No, if I knew that they were gonna get it, then I would do it.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a risk though, because then if they don't actually have the damage that you had in your mind, then you kind of lost flash and Q, and you might have died and miscalculated. So a lot of errors. And then once this happens, the alternative option is for you to walk this way. That would be the safer route. But this is okay because you already took the risk, and like you actually survived, which is more.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah. Because if they kept going all in on you, they would have been able to kill you. And then this is, like I said, this was the ulti. There it is. Okay. I was wondering when it came out, and then when she's out of mana, you don't want to fight. Well, I mean, yeah, you got that, but like when if there were another person coming, Yasuo didn't come. Thank goodness it's not a Rammus top. That shit's dumb. Rammus is a stupid champion. I hate that kind of champion. So then this build, this game would be Frostfang, Frostfang, Swiftness, Sightstone, Frozen Heart, Mikhails, and then you'd have an X item, in which case you'd wait till late game to decide. Usually the 6th item is gonna be a Banshee's Veil or just pure AP with Zanya's, because then it's your way to defend yourself. You gotta live too.
Right. Zanya's is really important for Morgana, right?
Yeah.
She would use that for sure, because like you can do it all.
I usually get it as like my 6th item, and sometimes I never get it at all. Like,
really?
Yeah, I don't.
I noticed when I play Morg, I die way too fast when I try to do the ult.
Oh yeah, for me, I don't go in. That's why I use my ult as a defense. I use everything as defense, because the way it's like the weird saying. People argue against it. It's the best offense is a good defense, or best defense is a good offense, like etc. etc. Sometimes they go like the best offense is offense, or the best defense is defense. Yeah. I revolve around the best offense is a good defense. So if I'm defending if I'm against like an Irelia and a Renekton, no, that's a bad example. If I'm against a Jax and a Lee Sin, and my AD carry is immobile, I would use my defensive abilities because then they're just gonna jump on my AD carry. So if I'm gonna ult the front line, if my front line can't deal enough damage, then my back line's gonna die. So you gotta think about who is more important. I think MF is gonna be important, so I'll protect her rather than going in the front lines and being crazy.
Okay.
So using that as that's why when I play Janna, I use the pure defense. So it makes me kind of doubt my marksmans a lot because the AD carry player usually won't be able to dodge all the skill shots that are thrown at her, while I dodge everything because I'm Janna and I move fast. And because of that, I have to play more safer. But if I can rely on my, because like when I played in this one ranked team, basically, we usually don't pressure lane hard enough, and usually he has to do the low econ thing in which like he suffers, he falls behind in farm, and I roam and I snag money while he's like suffering in the lane.
Oh.
And then while that's happening, he still manages to turn things around because he's just really good at the game. He just dodges skill shots. It was like one of the more crazy things that ever happened in the game. Let's see. Let me see if I can try to pull up the replay. And then yeah, you're kind of like hovering with your like while it is like the defense offense thing, you're hovering with your AD carry too much. It's okay to get the EXP with him, but with AD carry, you need them to get EXP and levels, because if you guys are even levels, that means that like you're diverting too much time in babysitting them. Because like when you babysit someone for too long, like like you kind of get used to. Well, if you babysit someone for too long, it kind of gets annoying, and then like, they need their space basically.
Okay.
So you gotta leave them. Like it's kind of like this is like the mom and the son basically. Like after a while, like they grow up.
Kind of like what's happening mid there with the Alistar and the
mid lane. Because Alistar realized that Tristana can just sit down there and just freeze the lane.
Right.
So instead, alternatively, he's just gonna go mid and try to kill Victor. Having a knock-up gives him an advantage because Yasuo. In theory, may not always work, but he's attempting to make a play because he's behind. That's usually what they call desperation. It happens a lot. Desperation is like it's like because you need money. Like when I guess, I don't know, Great Depression hit, we needed money, so we were desperate. So we do weird things. It happens. It won't always happen, of course. When you're ahead, you want to keep your lead stable. You don't want to fall behind or fall even from going from a +2 to a 0. Because then there's always like those stages of which you're ahead, but then you drop your lead. It is possible to drop your lead as Sona right now if you like, let's say if you die. Like mostly if you die because you got a lot of kills. You've accumulated a lot of bounty. You even have that bounty symbol right next to you, so you're worth something. So if you die, no problem. Yeah. Yeah. So that's not that big of a deal until something big, really bad happens. All right. So let's see. Okay. Yep. Dragons, wards, etc., etc. And then, oh yeah, at level 9, that's what I was looking for. I knew something was off. As soon as you get level 9, I forget to do this a lot too, but I've been actively like remembering it more.
Upgrading your
yeah, to Oracle Alteration. Yeah.
Oh.
So then in doing so, you get a on top of yourself sweeper basically, and you walk around with it and just you detect. It's called like detecting organic matter. It detects anything that's not in a piece of the environment, like grass. So, and then it'll reveal them in like a red dot, so you can reveal multiple wards at once.
If you're beside a bush but not actually in it with the what's it called, the detector on, then would that still show up, or do you have to?
Because what happens is with Sweeper, like it's basically like an Oracle in a set area, and it'll reveal all the items inside it. Okay. Whereas Oracle Alteration, it reveals units too, because it was like the alternative way to get rid of stealth. Like if you're next to an Eve or a Sheikah or something, you use the Oracle Alteration to track their movements. It looks ugly as heck, but it tracks their movements.
Okay.
Like for sure.
And they got rid of the trinket for the ward, right? The upgrade.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, I think I noticed that recently.
Yeah, it was like pretty awkward. Yeah. And then let me see. Let me just take a look at this one replay here. I'm trying to find it. All right. So, no, is that the fight? No, that's not the fight. Here's the fight. Okay. It's on my own video. That's why it's called. It was us playing with low econ. Can you see this? Okay. I was playing on like you see how we are ahead, but in terms of towers, like we only have like 2 towers and they also have 2 towers, so it's like even in a sense. My AD carry is like really far behind. Their AD carry is much stronger. It's Sivir too, so it's a team-based strategy. And then we decide, is this the one? This is the one where we get caught, right? This is definitely not it. No, we die here. Yeah, this is not the one. Where is it? Okay, I die there. That's not it. It was more important. Where'd it go? Is this it? Let's see. This definitely does not look it. Ward the bush. Okay, I didn't. Why didn't I ward the bush? Actually, that's pretty bad. I should have warded right there. Either that or I was just saving it. Okay, now I ward it. Wow, I'm dumb. Yeah. See, like right there, if they all jumped in that bush, I wouldn't have known.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was the importance of warding the bush. Like, let's see. I warded again because we lost it, and then I think I die here. No, never mind. Yeah, we all die here. Yep. Bye. Bye. Just give it a sec. We're all gonna die someday. Oh, there it is.
Oh.
And then he dies too. Oh my god.
Kind of scary as like a melee tank, because then
yeah, when you play Ali after
you're gonna get attacked by everyone.
Ah. Where's the part where we become like well, here's the thing. You notice that we went from like 14-9 to 17-17. Like the scores just changed. We got 3 kills and they got like 8. And then like we're slowly falling behind. We're slowly throwing the game, and it's getting more and more difficult to do stuff. Is this where we? Okay, that was a good kick, and then I think I die.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, this is really awkward. Oh my god. This may be it. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah. And then my AD carry does everything that he's able to do. Then when he's running, he even moves to the side to like the thing is like he's like really thinking like he has to dodge, and he kind of turns the things around.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how he would have thought
even
of
though he's like
dodging that
behind.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's still. It just happened, and then I was like, oh, that actually just happened. So that's just being low econ because we're behind, but we still have to use just our ability to play the game in order to like continue playing to make up for our deficits. We did get desperate because we tried forcing things that we weren't supposed to force. I was practicing for a tournament, and that's why I was like, oh man. So you have to know how to play when you're ahead and when you're behind. When you're ahead, you just start pushing stuff and killing dragons and catching people. When you're behind, you do the same thing, but in a different manner. You have to use more wards to do it. Whereas when you're ahead, you kind of use less wards when you're ahead because you're just so far ahead, you're just going to kill them all. But that's just like a sign of arrogance because, you know, I make that mistake a lot too because I don't ward very often when I'm running into stuff.
So yeah. What's a good thing to do when you're more behind? It's having more vision and
yeah. You have more vision because then
more objectives. Like
yeah.
you
have more vision because then you can pick people off when they just jump in your jungle because they're gonna think like, oh, I could just walk in their jungle now because I'm so strong. But then you get 4 people you get 4 of you guys jumping on that one target, and then you slowly make it back. And sometimes for other roles, you kind of just build more damage or build a bit of defense.
Okay.
Sometimes when it becomes like a stomp, like 20 kills, like yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's crazy stuff.
It's definitely good to try and pick them off. Is that kind of the way to turn the game around?
Yeah, you have to try your best to pick them off. You also have to know how your limits are, because like they're gonna hurt. So you got to build a little bit more defense on yourself.
Okay.
And then you have to snag whatever gold you can, because like I said, when you're behind, just like on their side, when you push that mid lane in your game, when you push that mid lane, what had happened was you didn't ward the sides, because what they're going to do is they're going to try to snag lane minions, then they're going to go to their jungle to try to kill all the jungles because they need money. As it's like desperate income, basically. It becomes like now your farm is technically everyone's farm. So then the jungler falls behind because his farm is now forced to be shared with by everyone else. Ugh! This again, yeah. I guess I could say practice defensive. Practice defensive flashing. Shoot!
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then you say you had a game for AD carry too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I actually didn't record one yet, but yeah,
okay.
Usually I make way more mistakes when I play AD carry or like
because with AD carry you gotta move a lot, because because like if you get like hooked or something, mostly like just gotta practice moving. You kind of think like they're always gonna throw it one direction, so you move the other direction. That's as simple as I can put it, because they'll throw it where you're running, so you kind of just move. You click twice in one direction, and then you move your mouse to the left, and then the moment you see it, you just click left twice, and it's like, hey, look, I just dodged it. So basically it's like you make one click here, and then one click up here, and then your character's just gonna move this way, and then the moment you see like an enemy skill shot come out, you just click twice this way immediately, and then it'll change your pattern. Because then what you're gonna look like is you're gonna run this way, and then you're gonna run this way, and then you're gonna run back up.
Oh, okay.
So then that way you dodge the skill shot that goes straight. For skill shots too, you can also, even as Sona, you can also increase your abilities to land your ulti if they're stuck near a wall. Because your ability is so wide, it's very hard to dodge the Sona ult. Like in general, it's hard to dodge it, but like if you do miss it, like just in the evidence, if you're fighting near walls or very near tight spaces, like near blue buff, near this little crowded area in Dragon, your chances of landing it are going to increase. You want to fight near areas that are closed space, not open space. Open space would be like mid lane. There's like so many spots open for mid lane. It's not very tight.
Same goes for like Morg and
that too.
Zyra
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah. Anyone with like basically use your AOE in areas that have like like hard to dodge. And then of course flash ulting is okay too to initiate team fights. In this case though, it's a different story because like if the game lasted long enough, Pantheon would initiate like, okay, I'm ulting behind them. And then you'd go forward, you'd run, and you either drop an ult on top of them or you just push them back, and then you flash ult them and keep them in place, and then Pantheon ult collapses all over them, etc., etc. So many different methods to play around it. Let's see what else is there. Ditch your AD carry, that's okay, and then don't try to avoid Sorc Pen, because it's like too much money, and you're only getting like 20 Magic Pen. Or 15, I think. It's not that much.
Okay.
You get that in the Mastery at level 18, and that's fine. Like the same amount goes inside the Mastery. Where's the Mastery? And then right here. This is just enough magic penetration, because you're gonna be worried more about like keeping people alive rather than dealing damage, even though you're like 3, 1, and 5. This is also nice too, because you get free cooldowns, and more cooldown means that you can cast your spells more.
Okay.
Which is good. And then when you cast spells more on Sona, you get your passive off more, which means you can actually hurt them more. But that's not as important. It's just that like your heals are constantly coming out, and your utility is constantly being dropped, which buffs up your team a lot. When I play Janna, I always want to hit 45% CDR, because then that means I can drop more tornadoes, Ws, and Es.
Yeah,
less
to maximize.
So yeah. Mostly the shields, because during team fights it's gonna get chaotic, and if you're gonna take a lot of damage, having 45% CDR is nice to defend against you. So
As Janna, when you use the shield, you mostly use it on your either like a mid laner or your AD carry, right?
Yeah, sometimes I'll use it on my jungler or whoever's engaging, because the moment somebody chooses to engage, that person is going to be the first person of target.
A lot of damage.
Yeah, because they're in the middle of 5 people. Like, you're going to be like, yeah. So Victor signaled to be careful. I thought we were like, I killed him. Back up, guys. I thought that was going to be that, because that looked like a careful ping. And then of course, let's see. Missing pings. I didn't see any of those on your end. So as soon as Ali goes missing, you might want to ping that, because then Victor can at least play a little bit safer. That would be on you. It also can be on your AD carry, but your AD carry is going to be more focused on herself by
CSing,
CSing and keeping herself alive. Because then because you're not CSing, so you can do stuff that's outside of CSing, which is looking at the map and warding and stuff like that. So that's the job as the support. I ping missing like a ton of times, and I ping danger a lot too, because I'm always watching the map, because I'm not CSing. I don't need to CS. And as a support, you'll almost always be in a safe position, because you're just going to be behind the minion wave and behind your AD carry. The AD carry is the one who gets caught, and then you put yourself in a dangerous position, because they put themselves in a dangerous position. So that's why the lane is very lenient towards them. But at the same time, you can also dictate how the lane goes, because you're Sona.
Yeah.
If you were the Alistar, for instance, you would not want to mess with the Sona. And of course, every time, it usually applies for more melee matchups. Don't do it against Leona. Leona would E you, and that's kind of hard to dodge, because it's really thin.
Playing as a Sona against the Blitz is just
Oh yeah,
absolutely horrendous.
that's
So scary to
yeah.
play.
That's why when you see a Sona, you can always pick like if they pick Blitz first, they'll pick Sona. Just pick Ali because
Yeah.
that's like the best counter you can get. Um, I usually pick Ali almost all the time into Blitz. But if Blitz is picked first, then if Blitz is picked second into my pick, then I'm kind of screwed sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I usually go like Janna, and I know the Janna matchup for almost every support, excluding like Sona. It favors Sona if it's Janna versus Sona. It favors
Mm-hmm.
Janna if it's Janna versus Ali because you could deny the headbutt.
Okay.
Um, so I know all the matchups for that, and then yeah, it really comes down to knowing matchups too.
Would
For
Morg
example,
be good against the Blitz, you think?
Morg be good against Blitz.
Yeah.
The thing is, Blitz has the psychological factor in which if he looks at the AD carry and he
Uh-huh.
tosses a hook out, but he
Yeah.
actually aims it towards you, you're gonna like instinctively just drop it on the AD carry because the
Oh,
right thing
okay.
for Blitz to do is the normal thing for Blitz to do, which is very typical. You always aim it at the AD carry because that's the best person to grab.
Mm-hmm.
You have to instinctively a player will black shield the AD carry in response, but
Mm-hmm.
a good Blitz would look at someone else and then shoot it the
Yeah.
other way. Yeah.
And be deceptive,
And then,
yeah.
and then you lose your black shield because you targeted the wrong person. So
Uh-huh.
it's kind of hard to time that, but like good blitzes won't do that because it's really predictable because you stop completely before you cast your hook and then and then you turn and then you cast it. It looks really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So then you kind of know it's really obvious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Morg is good against blitz, but like in the sense that like it's a skill matchup, like where if you land your binding first, they can kill you before the blitz bursts you down. Whoever picks off the right target wins. But mostly it
Mm-hmm.
does favor blitz in the late game because if if blitz, it's more devastating if a blitz catches someone than if a Morg binds someone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. For Sona matchup, anyone who hooks, basically anyone who can 100 to 0 Sona really quick is gonna be a problem. Annie for instance, it will favor Annie after 6.
Yeah.
Because hard
Yeah,
CC
Annie,
is your bane. Yeah.
she's really strong.
Yeah. As for Sona, matchups that favor you are going to be mostly melee matchups that aren't Leona and Blitzcrank, and one that will favor you is if you're up against Janna or Nami because you'll out-sustain them. You're sustained a suitor. As for Raka, though, it's going to be a really flat-footed battle. Like it's just going to be like the biggest wet noodle fight. Both guys are just going to keep healing each other. One
Yeah,
uses
yeah.
mana. Yeah. So
I've definitely had that happen before, and
yeah.
it's very boring.
Yeah, so for your tournament, you kind of just have to expect, like, you're going to have to know as many matchups as possible because knowing more matchups means that it changes how you play the lane, and
Okay.
when you play the lane correctly or wrongly, it dictates how your team is going to play around, whether you snowball or not, go ahead or go behind. Like, if they pick Blitz as a cheese pick, which is, like, something that isn't practiced that much because people don't pick Blitz in, like, tournament settings unless they go cheese or overestimate their opponents, then yeah.
Right.
So you still have to be prepared for it. You're just gonna have to play differently,
Yeah.
Like for
So
me,
what would be kind of like a generally good support? Because I don't
Janna.
really know how to play like tank ones as well. Or
yeah,
just
I'm
mages.
like, cause like I'm not the king of Janna because there's like billions of mistakes I still make. There are a lot. I have them like all recorded, but Janna would be mainly the right one, because it's an engage and disengage, but mostly the best kind of disengage. Because MF Janna would be like, if they jump on MF, she has to flash, because she has no other way to run away. Let's look at another AD carry. We look at Corki. We look at Ezreal. They have an E. They have a W. Let's look at what's another AD carry? Caitlyn. She has an E. We look at Graves. He has an E, even though he's not played bot lane as much. We look at Tristana. She has her W. So AD carries with escapes, it's easy for them to get away with things, and Janna isn't the best support with them at all times. Whereas Jinx, she can't escape without having to use a flash if she gets caught. MF, same thing. Varus is an AD carry, but those that have no escapes, basically, Ashe, another good one, goes well with Janna because it's the perfect disengage. You push them back with your ult. And if they still have the ability to dive on you, you shield your AD carry. If they break through your shield, which is going to be likely, you have your Q to disengage, and then you have a W. It's like really hard to get, and then you have your exhaust, and then yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then as for matchups go, I would take Ignite in this matchup, specifically in this game too. The reason I would take Ignite is because as Sona, you have a lot more kill. You offer a lot more kill potential. Exhaust is okay too, but in the laning phase, you have the ability to pressure your opponents very heavily. So it's very situational, but against an Alistar, I would have taken Ignite because you know that you're going to be hitting the Alistar a lot more, so that means they're going to be lower on HP. If you're hitting Alistar, Alistar's going to stay back more. That means that Triss has to play back, and then you're going to be able to hit Triss too because they're going to be both so far back, and then that opens you up for kills. Whereas if you take Exhaust, it just means that you're going to play it defensively. And like as you can see, Yasuo got overwhelmed, but if he did get fed, Exhaust would be fine there. But you already have your other spells to help you out with that.
Oh, okay.
Janna is almost always Exhaust. Like an aggressive Janna with Ignite is something I rarely see. It's mostly just Exhaust. Those with kill potential, Blitz, Thresh, Ali, those take Ignite.
Yeah, Ignite.
Yeah. Because they're looking to fight, they're looking to make plays, they're looking to attack. So I would take it then, yeah. I went Ignite on Alistar. Normally I go Exhaust on Alistar because I play Alistar in a defensive manner, in which I knock people away, knock people up, and knock people back, and I'm a tank.
Oh, okay.
I play all, like, even the offensive ones, I can still play it, like, defensively, because I guess that's just my style, but it's how, it's like, when you use a different style, it, like, changes your view of support. So right now, this kind of, like, mix and mash of offense style that you have, you can improve on it by changing completely to, like, defense, and then seeing how that affects you. Because, that flash forward and stuff like that offense stuff. It's okay to be aggressive because I learned aggressive play, like all offense, and it does help, but like sometimes it can put you so far behind that it becomes a problem. So defense is good too, because like
especially when you can't get a kill and like after trying flashing and all that. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, flashing forward and it's like, oh crap, I missed. I have no idea what you're talking about, guys. Yeah. And then I think that's basically it for this one because there's only 20 minutes. Like, there's not much
it's more. A pretty short game.
Yeah.
Not as
the tilt though, Sword Pen, good god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to get another a different one, please.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Boots alternate based on the game. Like you have to think when you look at their team comp, you think what? Oh, he did take Ignite. Nice. You think what exactly do I need to build this game? Because I always have a set build in mind. I rarely ever change a set build when it comes to team comps. Like if I see 2 or 3 AP, I'm gonna get a Locket. If I see 2 or 3 AP and 2 or 3 AD, I kind of have to bounce between Locket and Frozen Heart. Sometimes I don't. It's like pretty difficult to mix and match in between both, but you really got to be like open about it. Always aim for the max cooldown reduction. Always be ready to switch in between 2 different kinds of boots, which is usually just Ionian or Swiftness. You rarely ever change it to like Mobies anymore because Mobies isn't necessary for Sona, where she can just get more utility. Swiftness is also good because it's like 1/6 of what Tenacity does, but you move quicker, so that's nice.
Okay.
Catching people with Sona is really good too. Catching up to people with Sona, like your allies, is really good, etc., etc. And then saving people using Exhaust. If you catch up to them with Swiftness and Frostfang, blah blah blah. And if you're gonna pick up any melee supports that fit this kind of playstyle, I guess Taric. I mean, that's a point and click, simple, basic one to learn. Even though he's actually kind of skill based, in which you have to correctly stun a target. Ali, but you gotta do the combo right. I mess up my combo every now and then too.
Yeah, I don't fully understand the concept of how to do the thing yet. So.
And then of course Braum, as everyone's favorite big defender.
Yeah.
Difficult to learn actually, difficult to master. Is a very aggressive laner, and then of course the completely balanced Thresh is one of my favorites.
Okay.
He's like the overall, that's just like mechanic. Like that one is just purely based on skill. And since I suck with Thresh now, even though he's my favorite, like it just indicates that my skill isn't that great. And then like I miss all my hooks, but I'll land all my flays. So like. I guess I'm good. I guess it makes up for it, but the hooks are great too. Yeah. And then of course this babysitting thing. Yeah, look, you're getting like 19 EXP per one. Like it's not that much, right? Like 19 EXP is like look your EXP bar moved from like 40% to 50%. Whereas when you were mid, you could just like that's 45 free gold because you're gonna be auto attacking and stuff, and then you're gonna be pushing the lane, etc., etc. So feel free to roam, ditch your AD carry because they gotta lead. Eventually, they have to fend for themselves. Don't ditch them too much, because that's gonna set them behind.
Yeah, because I always feel bad when I leave, if I ever do leave them in lane, and then they die on their own.
Yeah, I hate that too.
Could have been prevented. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it so much. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just
Okay,
worry about your item builds. Yeah. Feel free to record more and like, don't AFK. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
man. So I leave it on and then I do a bunch of other things, or I'm terrible at multitasking, so it's just yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, is she here?
Oh god. I'll definitely work on that. And yeah, I guess I'll record more games where I feel like Sona is probably one of my best or better champions. So
yeah,
if I play other ones, there'd be like a lot of things to.
Yeah, you have to be open to changing your playstyle depending on how it works. Like it's kind of hard for me, a lot of players to do. But like if you master one champion, you're gonna be adapted to that playstyle, and then when you switch back, like I can't play Sona as well as I used to because I haven't played her for so long, so I don't know how she works anymore. I don't know how to lane with her, etc., etc. When I play so much Janna, I kind of fall down on my Thresh because Janna doesn't rely too much on skill shots. The Tornado is just, you just need to know the range. And even then, I still don't know the range. Yeah. Whereas when I switch back from Janna to Thresh, I actually have to rely on landing my skill shots, which is really important. And stuff like that. Yeah. But it's not always about landing, it's also about dodging. Using E to helps increase move speed. By doing so, you help them move faster, so if they actually have good reaction times, they can dodge the skill shot by moving to the left. Sometimes they will react to the skill shot in time, but they don't move fast enough to dodge it. That's the case for like really slow moving AD carries or something like that. So then you can still get hit by it. Like, damn it, I reacted to it perfectly, but I couldn't move fast enough for it. So that's where your E comes in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, gotcha. And then when you're trying to, like this, the use of your E right here was fine because, you're catching up to people. Then,
yeah, I usually use there we go. Yeah, I usually use E a lot when we're trying to like get through the jungle to get to one place, like point A to B faster.
Use your E like once or twice while you're walking to lane too, and use it at base once, and then like once or twice while you're walking to lane, because by the time you get back to lane, your mana's gonna come back anyway.
Okay, gotcha.
It's the same thing with like Ahri too. A lot of support players like to play Ahri, but that's a skill shot based champion. It's kind of weird how that works.
Wait, there's support Ahri?
No, I mean like they play it mid. Like
mid lane, yeah.
You can support with Ahri, you just max charm first and it hurts.
Yeah, but at the same time you have to get your charm on, otherwise.
Yeah. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as Blitz. You have to land that hook, otherwise it's.
That's why I'm not confident playing Blitz, just because it's so dependent on that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, it doesn't have to be dependent on just the hook though. You can actually play it differently. Where if like for Sona it doesn't apply, but like for Morgana it can apply. If someone else lands a lands a stun or something, you throw your binding on top of it after because you can't miss because they're standing still. So you can use use patience and like really good timing to layer crowd control. So like Pantheon has a point and click stun, right? If he lands it and there's no minions in the way, you land your stun you land your bind afterwards, and they can't move. Because they're stunned. Then by the time the stun runs out, they're bound, and then by the time the bound runs out, they ult. If you walk into range with someone with your ult, you ult them first, then you like you stand there, and then they get stunned. Then you throw your binding after like half a second, and then they can't move for like 4 seconds. Or you can, you ult them, then they flash away from your ult, then you throw a binding where they flashed, and then it's like, oh crap, well, I flashed away to get hit by a binding, blah, etc., etc.
Right.
So you basically just use hard CC to ensure that soft CC lands. Like, an Ezreal Q, for instance. If someone landed a binding, then there's no way you can miss the Ezreal Q. Or a Nidalee Spear, etc., etc. They talked about that during, LCS too, if you watched that.
Oh, okay.
It was only like a brief incident. They're like, oh, Trundle, you pillar first, and then I'm gonna throw my spear. Why'd you like, can't you just wait for me, please? And like they didn't wait for it. It was funny.
So, what are your thoughts on like Zyra's support? Is she good right now?
Zyra?
I find her really fun to play, but
Zyra, like the plant girl.
Yeah.
She's squishy. That's it.
Very squishy.
Very fragile. And then you're very reliant on building, because the thing is you have to build like certain items. You build because she relies on like plants, so you have to revolve around building Liandry's on your side.
Oh, okay.
Because you want to because she does in fact need to deal damage because that's part of her kit. While she can support, she doesn't have that much peel because like if you miss that snare skill shot, it's gonna be pretty bad. You have to rely on your plants. The burning effects of Liandry is really good because Liandry's makes it so that they have to play differently, and it also hurts tanks. She has a lot of poke, she can zone a lot, but it's also reliant on the player's ability to land the skill shots. So if you miss your Qs, it's going to be pretty bad. If you miss your snares a lot, it's gonna be pretty bad because they're gonna play differently based on whether or not you land or miss your abilities. Sometimes you don't have to throw a hook, and they'll still be scared of you because you don't know when it's gonna come out. And then that's what I'm trying to practice more when I play Thresh. I just don't toss a single hook. And then, like, when it comes down to it, I'll throw it, and then they're like, oh my god, he landed, like, 1 out of 1 hook. Oh my god. So good at this game, yeah. It's so scary.
Yeah, I noticed that when you play Zyra, it's really nice to, like, if you're a little bit ahead in lane and you're getting a gank, and you're going, like, really close to their tower, it's really nice to, like...
Oh, yeah, because then it's a choke.
Do the bind and the ult.
This area right here, like, in between the tower and the wall, it's really hard for people to dodge skill shots in that area, so what you want to do is you always want to toss skill shots in there. Okay. Depending on what you're playing, though, if you're Janna, it doesn't work because, like, it's not going to reach. But if you're Thresh, if you're Blitz, Ali doesn't work. Braum, Zyra definitely does work because Zyra it's a straight line skill shot. It goes through. And, another good champion would be who's another good support that has a skill shot? Sona, I guess, if you like I already mentioned with the chokes. Blah 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 blah. Then that's mostly Annie too. There we go. And then if you're actually crazy about it, Fiddle and Brand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are like the weird people supports. Like Fiddle.
Yeah, Brand is a little hard to play as a support.
Yeah. Karma is another good support, but that's like my secret pocket pick. Lulu's another one of my pocket.
Did you say Heimer?
Lulu and Karma.
Oh, Karma, yeah. Karma's pretty fun. I was like, Heimer, why?
Yeah, no. I'm not crazy. I played against the Heimer in lane. That was the dumbest thing ever. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah. When is your tournament? May? March?
It's in March, yeah.
March something.
I'm not completely sure if I'm still going to be doing it, but if I do, then I'm definitely going to have to practice a lot more support, so.
Yeah. Yeah, you just gotta play a little bit more, because then, like, if they're crazy enough to ban you out, because, like, one time they tried banning me out, I was like, why? And then I just played Alistar, and I'm like, this is my pocket pick. And then I learned more supports, and I have more pocket picks are what you call, like, those supports that, like, you don't need to practice on them.
Yeah.
You'll do really well.
Did they know you? I wonder why they would ban you out.
I don't know.
They
just did me, and I was like, what's wrong with you guys? Like,
yeah.
they banned 3 of them, then they picked the 4th one, and I was like, dude. This isn't cool.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
Really, BM. Awesome. Okay, well, I'll record more of my
and then just
like, I guess.
And then I'll just like message you after, and then like hopefully you're not like AFK and stuff.
Yeah, no, I won't be.
Yeah. See how valuable and fun this is. Yeah, there's not enough analogies. There's not enough analogies for me to make because like this game was too short for analogies to be made.
Yeah, that's true.
It will be on my YouTube channel in like 2 days. So if you ever want to if you're ever missing anything, you could always just go back and like rewatch it.
Sweet. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye,
cool,
Jenny.
Thank you. Bye.